Welcome back, Piptown Legends. My name is Hynesy. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're brand new to this channel, please smash that red button. It is super, super important to help us grow this awesome channel. So you're not just putting up with me today. We are rolling out the Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed legend so far, guys. Let me introduce you to our man, Bricko. Welcome, buddy. How are you, mate?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for inviting me on.
No. It's my pleasure. It's an absolute honor, man. I've obviously seen a fair bit of your work, and we've been pretty impressed, the community, man, with what we've seen so far. So thank you for all of your efforts, mate, up until this point. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I'm glad to see some return on my investment.
It gets that way, doesn't it? Now,
Yeah.
we were having a chat obviously earlier on. Now, you obviously started playing the game in I think it was November last year, if that's correct. In I assume like in a
Yeah,
soft
yeah, I
launch.
started mid-November last year.
Fantastic. And obviously part of the soft launch mechanism, of course, when a game is created. So for anyone that obviously doesn't know what we're talking about with a soft launch, can you give us just a quick explanation on how all that works?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, the way a soft launch works is the game is released to a limited number of countries so they can do like some bug fixes and balance changes and whatnot. I believe the very first countries were like the Netherlands and New Zealand, and then that right there was in late September. That's when soft launch started. But then in mid-November, a few more countries got added, like Canada and a couple others, and that's right about when I joined. And
Brilliant.
yeah, so all the player data from soft launch is saved, but there was a beta before that, and all that data was wiped. So
So
not too much of an advantage
yeah, we're
for the
starting
people that were in
relatively
soft launch.
fresh. So it's not like anyone's got a 12-month
Yeah, yeah,
advantage
yeah.
in the game or anything along those lines. It's normally just a couple of months, roughly. So
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
cool, good stuff. No worries, man. I'm hooked on this game. It's simple. There's no other word for it. It is insane.
Yeah.
The graphics are incredible. The visuals and the colors, the mechanisms. Obviously, they're quite similar
Yeah.
to a game that you and I have played before, and I
Yep.
still play, of course. I don't know if you do or not, but we better not mention it. But at the end of the day, it feels very homely. It's quite easy to maneuver for someone that's played a game similar type like this before, of course. So, how did you come across it? You obviously just saw, obviously, an opening for the soft launch and thought, I've got to try this, or how did you get involved with it?
Yeah, I actually first heard about it back in May when it was first announced. I'm big in like I follow the Lego community pretty like I'd say that Lego for me probably comes before Star Wars, which is saying something. Uh, so I'm pretty into that community, and I heard about it, and I was like, "Huh, that sounds interesting." At the time, I was playing Galaxy of Heroes, so in my mind, I was like, "Wait, is this going to be a Lego version of Galaxy of
Yeah,
Heroes?"
yeah.
So I signed up. I signed up for the pre-registration, and then I heard that it soft launched, and I was like, "Okay, this is awesome. I'm really enjoying this. I want to make some videos on this."
No, that's great,
And
and
yeah,
and
it's been
and
a lot
we're
of
we're all
fun.
thanking you for it, man. It's saving us a lot of time and resources and heartbreak of farming the wrong thing, which
Yeah.
we've all been there, and we all have those regrets, man. It's crazy, but. Look, let's get
Yep.
into the reason they're catching up today, which is awesome. And again, thanks for taking some time out. It's awesome. But look, I just wanted to get in. Obviously, you and I were both theory crafting some concepts in regard to characters. Now, I've picked up this
Yep.
game, days ago. Obviously on global launch, and I'm a
Hmm.
few days in, and it's obviously I haven't started a new game in 4 years, to be honest. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's crazy to just hit the ground running and just try and make sure that what we're doing is right, and we're obviously putting the resources into the right spot. So obviously I reached out to our man Bricko, and he's basically come up with a top 10 characters at the moment, obviously starting in March 2020, which is the time of this video. But the whole idea is to give you guys an idea, of course, on what characters you should be focusing on to start with, and of course some tips for early beginner players as well, to make sure that basically we're not mucking up. It's as simple as that. So let's get into the list, Brick, just to start with. Now, obviously we're starting with the top 10 characters. Now we're just going to roll through them, and obviously I'll just get you to give us a really, really quick explanation on why you think that they're in the top 10. But this is basically alphabetical, so there's no one better than the other. They're all pretty awesome. So let's
Yeah.
start off with Ashe. Now, obviously Ashe is in our list, man, and yeah, I'd love some more information on why you think she should be on the list, bud.
Yeah, so she's actually one of, if not the best attackers in this entire game. She and Highwayman are the only two units in the game, I believe, that can hit for over 10,000 damage.
Oh, wow.
So if yeah, exactly. So if you need some extra damage in your team, those two are the ones to go for. She has this buff, or I guess a status effect called Courage, and she can build that up, and then it multiplies her damage, so it can just get pretty crazy.
I've heard of a courage buff before. It's quite strange. It must be something new. I've heard of that in a previous game, but it does the same sort of
Yeah.
mechanism, of course. But it's crazy. Let's move on to
Uh-huh.
obviously onto Aurora. Now, obviously, her what does she bring to the table?
So she's really powerful. She has a revive ability, so she can bring someone back if they're defeated. And recently, a brand new set was introduced into the game, which kind of functions like a leadership ability from another game. But basically, that set has an ability that will reset the cooldown on her revive ability whenever a unit is defeated. So you can imagine how crazy that
Oh,
gets with
it'd
all the
just be
revives.
cycling beautifully. Yeah, absolutely. No, certainly one to consider. I've obviously been caught out on a few battles, and you're going okay, and then all of a sudden you just lose characters left, right, and center really quick. So
Yep.
to have that revive, obviously that makes a lot of sense. Now we're down to obviously Gorwell is on the list as well. Now, pretty cool looking character, I got to admit, brother. It's not bad.
Yeah, she's the only one here who you can't currently farm. She's only available in packs. I suspect she'll probably become farmable before too long, but she has a buff called, I think it's called Infestation, and basically it gives a speed bonus to your entire team. And as we know, speed is very important in these turn-based games. And
Speed
that can
is
actually
king.
help a lot of your units go very early into the match, and that can give you a huge advantage.
It's crazy, and obviously you've already mentioned Highwayman. Obviously, with his damage output, again one of the big damage dealers in the lineup.
Yep.
Looks amazing. It looks so cool. They all look amazing. They're great.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I've had some fun with Hiker in my roster, and we'll get to that later on. But
Oh yeah,
obviously,
totally.
man, how can you not enjoy throwing a fried egg at the enemy? Let's be honest, it's just
Yeah.
insane.
The
It's so
animations
much
in this
fun.
game are great. They really
It's
are.
just great, the thought and the concept, and again, it's just a massive shout out to Gameloft. You guys have done some wicked work with the mechanisms, and again, some of the actions that are made, and even just the way that players shuffle around the deck to let other guys go through and do their business. It just looks insane. It's great.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
Hiker, obviously, his main thing is obviously the health regeneration. That's basically what he's there for. I would expect. That's what I've found anyway.
Yep. Yeah, he has the best AoE heal in the entire game. It's I think it's just over 4.5 thousand when he's at 7 stars, which is quite a bit.
It is. It is. I haven't gotten there yet, man. I think I've only got
Yeah,
about
yeah.
2 star or so after a few days, but definitely one I'm going to be focusing on. And again, yeah, we've got to keep throwing those eggs, man. I just love it. It's just grouse.
Yeah.
Now let's get on to Jester. Now Jester, obviously, he's not a character, to be honest, at the moment I'm familiar with. I haven't unlocked him yet. So what's the go with Jester? Where does he fall into the top 10, man? What's he bring to the table?
Yeah, so he's one of the best ones here. He actually has a ability that basically, whenever he is damaged by an attack, he has a chance to heal the weakest ally. And he also has a taunt ability. So when one of your units is like getting close to dying, you can just use his taunt, and then the enemies are forced to attack him, which heals up all of your allies. So he's like a great mix of a healer and a tank. And he's a pretty easy farm too.
Really good support character then. Obviously, that just makes the sense
Definitely.
in your lineup, certainly. Now let's move on to Lloyd. Let's get on to him now. Obviously, a very very popular character, of course, in Lego. We know that Ninjago. It's just insane. So his kit, man. Again, I assume it's just a real good mix of damage or survivability. How does he fall into it, man? Give us an idea.
Yeah, I'd say that he right there is the best character in the game. He has an ability that will put everyone else under stealth, and then he gains dodge up. So most of your attacks are just getting missed,
Full
which
evasion.
makes him one of the most annoying characters too. But one thing to note is that the developers have said that he is going to be getting some kind of nerf in the future. So he might get a little bit worse, but I still think he's going to be one of the best.
Yeah, yeah. So be wary, but again, he's still going to be up there. But
Yep.
obviously, I had seen that in the community as well, that he had been earmarked for a tweak of some sort. So again, we'll have to see where that plays out later on. Now, I've come up against Locust, and he hits crazy with his AOE, man. It's some crazy stuff. It really is. He throws some real lovely green goodness everywhere, all over your team.
Yeah.
And again, I assume his AOE damage is fundamental to what he brings as well.
Yeah, he's got a fantastic AoE, and he's also a pretty solid tank. He also just recently got an ultimate ability, which is pretty powerful. It has like disarmed, which is basically ability block, and offense down as well. So he's a pretty solid one as well.
Brilliant. And of course, Magisto. Of course, the man that introduced us at the start. Now, again, I haven't unlocked him yet. We do that through daily challenges. I'm learning as we go. I'm in this a few days, man. So you're gonna have to hang in with me. I'm full noob action here. So, so obviously, again, I'm not familiar with his kit. So please explain to everyone out there that's new to the game what he brings. And obviously, he's an important one, being a daily long-term farm. It isn't something you can get really quickly.
Yeah, so he's only available from achievements, and currently there's only enough to take him to 4 stars. Eventually, I assume we'll get more and be able to take him higher. But yeah, he's essential to any castle team. He basically can give a massive speed bonus to the whole team. He can throw around like different kinds of attacks, and he's just really versatile. And I mean, if you put him in a King's Court team, you can have multiple units actually go before Lloyd, and Lloyd is currently the fastest character in the game, so it can definitely give you a pretty big advantage.
Absolutely. And again, we'll come to that pretty soon, but obviously, yeah, the Knight faction is obviously one of the main ones that you would recommend to focus on anyway, so that makes sense. But we'll come back to that. How can we forget the Yuppie? Have a look at this guy.
Yeah.
He is too cool for school. He really is. He's a wicked-looking character. And again, I haven't unlocked him yet. I've been up against him, of course, as an enemy. But he's a slick-looking dude, man. He really is.
Yeah, he's really great as well. He has a revive ability too, making him and Gorwell, I think, the only ones that do. And he also has the only mass assist in the game. So you can imagine how powerful that would be when everyone's attacking at once.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And he also has some really good damage as well with his other two abilities. So all around a really solid character.
That's a great little top 10 list, man. And again, obviously, we'll get into it. There's a few that I need to work on, but now I know where to look. So for anyone that's just starting this game or has already started it and again, just not quite sure where to go, we've got a pretty good wicked list here for you to get the ball rolling. So let's get into some tips, man. Now, again, as I said, I'm pretty new to this, so we're working through things at the moment, just getting our head around how everything works. But the good thing is, man, I've been annoying you, haven't I? I've been annoying you. It's as simple as that. so basically, we've been talking, and I said, look, how do we help the guys out there, with a top 10 do's and don'ts, just to make sure they're focusing on the right things, and really we want to put them all in the one spot so it's easily shared. That was the whole idea. So let's get into the list here, man. Now, obviously, you've got to focus on farming 2 or 3 pirates up to 3 stars. Now, obviously, the pirates are fundamental early on into the game just to get up and rolling, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. So pirates are required for the coin event, which is basically like the credit heist. So you probably get why it's important to get them ready. Your goal should generally be to get to tier 3 of that event as quickly as possible, because tiers 1, 2, and 3 you can use just 3 pirates, but once you get to tier 4, you need a full team of 5 at 4 stars. So as long as you can get 3 pirates up to 3 stars, you can start clearing that 3rd tier. And the event comes around every single week, so that can give you a lot of coins, which are very important in this game.
Yeah, you got to keep the cash flowing. It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
And like a lot of these games, of course, the cash seems to dwindle as the levels rise. That's something that I've learned in the past, so I assume this would be no different. Let's get into the guarded inset. Now, I have obviously focused on that myself as well. I'm focusing on, as I said, the factions, both the pirates and the knights at the moment. So the the guarded inset is certainly one that I've been working on. So and again, just a good sort of a leadership style ability, brings a bit more to the table.
Yeah, the guarded in is of course great for castle, but it's also like the best catch-all set. So it's useful with any team because of a lot of its abilities don't like specifically mention any one faction tag. I think its second ability can actually give your team, or it gives them a chance to gain payback or retribution,
Got it.
which is also really, really powerful.
Absolutely. And yeah, look, obviously it's along the lines of like a plug-and-play type leader ability, you would probably call
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. No worries. And obviously, we've already talked about the hiker, farm him up and level him up. Now, that's obviously for the obvious reasons we discussed, apart from throwing fried eggs. So obviously, the health regen and obviously just keeping your team alive and rolling through those waves, certainly it would be obviously his advantage there, of course.
Yep, exactly. He's a great healer, especially early on, and he can help keep your team going, and he'll help you win a lot of arena battles.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, obviously, begin farming Jester and Aurora as soon as you unlock their nodes. Now, I'm interested in this and fascinated into why we need to do this, man. I really need to know what the thinking is here. Let's go for it.
Yeah, so this one is definitely a bit more of my opinion. Some people will recommend like Hiker instead of Jester and Highwayman instead of Aurora. But I think that these two characters are really, really worth it, especially with the recent AI changes. Previously, Jester never taunted, which meant that he never healed anyone, so that was a bit of a problem. Uh,
Apparently, it
and
comes in
also,
handy.
yeah, exactly. Now he actually does something.
Well, there you
Uh,
go. Apparently, that's a good thing.
But yeah, or also some just general AI stuff was fixed, like they're smarter in how they heal and attack and whatnot. And Aurora has a single target heal that she'll now use a bit smarter. And I think those two together are really powerful. And I have a suspicion that Aurora might have a chance of becoming the best character in the game, especially after Lloyd gets his nerf. So I think those two are good to keep an eye out for. And also, they aren't super difficult farms. I think you can probably get to their nodes around level 30, which is pretty easy. So yeah, I do recommend those two.
Nice. No, that makes sense. Now, moving on, of course, focus your farming in the different stores. Now, obviously, we're talking about the tiles. I would expect, obviously, the character tiles is what you're talking about there. So, again, just pinpointing the characters to focus on and make sure you work through those stores and find those tiles that you're after.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stores, so it's good to make sure that you have like a solid plan and you know exactly what you're going to buy, and you don't spread out your farming too much, because then you won't have any really good characters and that will hurt you
Yeah.
in arena. So like for example, when I first started, I decided I was going to go for Lloyd from the arena store and Zane from the mashup store, and because of that I got those characters maxed pretty quickly. So yeah, I just focus and I think you'll be in a pretty good place.
Yeah. So basically, the best thing is don't go after everyone. Focus on a few, and obviously
Yep.
plan all of your farming and your strategy around making them as strong and as quick as possible, so that obviously you can get
Yep.
through those levels and therefore get the extra rewards you need to keep the ball rolling and keep obviously the train rolling from there. So that makes sense.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Now this one hurts me, man. This next one hurts me. Stop leveling up chicken suit guy around 25 to 30. Now I tell you what, my friend. I tell you what. I've got him at about 10k at the moment, right? I've gone all in on the chicken
Yeah.
suit guy pretty hard. I love his visuals and his graphics. I reckon that's probably what a lot of people in the tutorial, of course, really got stuck into this game and playing it because of that. Obviously, what I call the mega chicken ability. It's just madness. I love
Yeah.
it. It's insane. It really
Yep.
does. And obviously, I expect that as the levels increase, he just loses his impact as the levels go up, and obviously the characters increase as well.
Yeah, we'll come back to your roster in a minute, but you have your chicken suit guy at a great place for your level. I do recommend that you level him up pretty quickly as you're first starting out, because he's going to be your best damage dealer, and him paired with Hiker can really get some stuff going in arena. But yeah, once he starts to hit like level 25 to level 30, he really starts to lose a lot of his viability. Like my current Gear 6 chicken suit guy hits for about 1.6 thousand on his special ability, and my Kai, who is also Gear 6, although he is a little bit higher star level,
Mm.
but my Kai hits for around 7,000 on a critical hit.
So
So
it's 7 times harder almost. That's
yeah,
insane.
it's a pretty massive difference.
That's killing me, man. It's killing me. I just
Yeah.
I want to play the mega chicken forever. It's crazy, but oh, it's a shame. Hopefully, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, yeah, I do enjoy mucking around with it at the moment, but yeah, I'll obviously focus my my farming into the more fundamental options down the track. That's a lot stronger. So. This is a cool one. Now, get into a good guild so you can use your shared heroes to beat harder campaign missions. Now, obviously, a lot of people that I know as well, and a lot of us have come across from, as we said, another game, have obviously been, sort of kept together, so to speak, in a guild as obviously you unlock the guild option. I think is it level 13 off the top of my head, I think, before you can get a guild? I'm pretty sure.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think
level
so.
13. So obviously a lot of us have bundled in together. Obviously just getting again those extra characters in that extra slot to just break through those missions early on as well, just to get the ball rolling, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely. It's really fun when like you're just starting out and one of your guildmates has shared like a 7-star highwayman and you can just destroy everyone in one hit. It's a lot of fun.
It's like, I'll just sit back here,
but
I'll
yeah,
just let you do all the work. Yeah, just let me know when you're done.
yeah, exactly. Just give it all to him. But yeah, if you also choose like a healer, it can help keep your team alive, and then you can make sure that you're getting gold trophies or 3 stars on each mission, and then you can just go back and loot them, and you won't have to do the whole battle every time. So that can help you clear through the harder missions and also make sure that you're getting those gold trophies.
Fantastic. Now, the next one, obviously, save for 1120 gem, gold, and scroll packs. Now, again, obviously, scrolls your XP. The gold, cash is king. We've talked about that. So the scroll packs and the gold packs are basically the main thing that you would be highly recommending investing in the game, obviously in an early capacity.
Yeah, so gold is probably the biggest bottleneck in this game. We'll come back to that in just a second. But there is a pack in the store that will give you 1.6 million gold for 1,100 gems. Which might sound like a lot, but you can actually get that if you hoard for just about a week, so it's not too bad. And I do recommend buying that. It'll help you level up your characters a lot quicker. And the other one is the 1,100 gem pack for the 400,000 scrolls. And I personally recommend that every new player start saving for that one immediately. And then if you buy one of those, it will probably last you for at least like 3 months. When I first started out, yeah, exactly. When I first started out, I bought like 3 of those, and so far I've only used one. So
jeez,
those last for a while.
Well, after this video, guess what I'm just going to go off and do? Don't worry about that. You've taken it, man. It's crazy. Now, again, the last point, of course, we have just touched on it a second ago, but yes, save all your gold. Gold is king.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than obviously getting your characters to a certain level, and you can't get any further without obviously that gold just to pump that level up. So just hang on to it and build up as much as you can, and just use what you need sparingly would probably be the best way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. I've bought a lot of those gold packs, and I still have, I think, around 11 characters that are ready to go up a star level, but I don't have the gold.
Oh, it hurts. It kills you, doesn't it? It drives you mad. You just want to.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. But the good thing is that the devs are aware of this, and they are going to be adding a new Galactic War-like game mode that's supposed to give a lot of gold.
Gotcha.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the thing. This is obviously in its early infancy in regard to the overall game. So I guess we can't sort of expect everything all at once. And
yeah,
again,
exactly.
They're going to need to prioritize, obviously, what's more important. And again, the developer communication has been fantastic. I have to say that. It really has. And what they bring to the
Absolutely.
table, they've really got their game on in regard to communication and making sure everyone knows what's going on, if there's a problem, what they're doing to fix it. There's a fantastic Discord community just growing really, really quickly.
Yeah.
It's just been magnificent. I'll obviously put the Discord server in the description in this video below if you're not already in there. But the information shared through that, basically, you really wouldn't bother playing this game without obviously having that contact to the Discord server, just with the information it provides.
Yeah. During soft launch, the devs really took a lot of the player feedback and added a ton of the suggestions to the game for global launch. It's pretty awesome, and I've talked to some of the devs in private messages, and they're all really great people. So
that helps.
Yeah, it's a pretty good team behind this game, so that definitely gives me hope for the future.
Good team is key. You get the right people in the right place and everything just becomes even more awesome. It really does. Okay, now I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here. Now, you're going to have to hang in here with me, Bricko. Now, I've obviously got my roster, man. I've got it up and running here. I've got the little list. So you can see what I've been working on, guys. Again, I've only been playing this from, probably since global launch. So at the time of this video, probably 4 or 5 days off the top of my head, roughly. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. I really am enjoying it. It's really exciting. Again, I just can't get enough. It's just fantastic. So I have gone hard on the chicken suit guy, man. We've talked about that. I've obviously I got a cracking pack of 75 tiles of the demolition dummy, which took me straight to 3 stars. Which man, I was jumping up and down when that came through. I didn't see that one coming, which was amazing. Of course, we got Princess Argenta. I've got Valiant. I've got Cookbart, which I'm not overly wrapped about. As far as what he's bringing so far, he's okay, but not amazing. Blacktron, Headley. I actually unlocked the Hot Dog Man today, so I've just got him up and running now. Spaceman Reed. Who doesn't love a spaceman and a spaceship? Let's be honest, man. He's just awesome.
Space has always been my favorite.
Absolutely. I don't think you're alone there. To be fair, my friend. I mean, look at your logo. I mean, enough said, brother. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got Naya. I've got Princess Verda, Private Lakey. Cactus Girl is a wicked looking visual character. I think she looks amazing. Dr. Kelvin's pretty cool. Obviously, Darwin in there. He's looking a bit rough and ragged. He looks amazing. Again, haven't used him a lot. Crook Chuck, I did use a little bit early on, but I've sort of gotten away from him a bit. I just found he was obviously getting defeated pretty easily just with his taunting. And then obviously I've got Hiker and Poppy that I'm working on as well at the moment for the healers. So again, man, I'd love to get your insight on what I've done wrong. Is there anything else you think I need to focus on with what I've got on my list, just to give people an idea on what works and what doesn't,
Yeah, absolutely. Your account is looking much better than mine did at 5 days.
I told you I've been busy, man.
Yeah, Chicken Suit Guy, great investment early on. He does a ton of damage. Demolition Dummy has a pretty massive AoE attack, as you've probably noticed, and he's also really great early on, and he's also a bit of a tank, too. Argenta, as I said, great for the pirate event, the coin event, and she actually does a lot of damage as well. Valiant is a pretty solid pirate as well. He did recently get a nerf in the last update, so he's not quite as viable, but he's still a solid pirate. Cook Bart is pretty underwhelming early on, but as you get into like 6-7 stars, he becomes a beast. His single target heal can heal like 9,000 on just one heal. So, and also that's only a 2-turn cooldown, so that's really annoying.
All right, I'll keep working on him then. So you sold me on that one.
Yeah, he's great later on. He's fantastic healer. Blacktron Dwayne, unfortunately, isn't that great.
I heard that too.
I
heard a lot of the space characters generally leave a little bit to be desired from what I'm hearing. Tell me if I'm wrong, but if that's the case, man, that's a little bit disappointing for all of our space lovers out there.
Yeah, luckily Reed and Locust are pretty solid, but yeah, the rest are not that great. I do wish Blacktron Dwayne was a bit better since he is my profile picture.
Well, there you go. But you heard it, Game Loft. You heard it. The man wants
exactly.
Dwayne. They want him OP. So listen to the man.
And then Headley here. Headley isn't the greatest character, but he is a castle unit, so he's needed for a couple things like the scroll event. And another character.
I do like his taunt action. I like his taunt action. Man. When he turns around, he just flips the button, says, "Here you go, bring it." I do like that.
The animations are great.
Yeah, it's great.
Hot Dog Man isn't super great, but he does have some pretty decent damage, so he might be usable. But I wouldn't invest in him too much. Spaceman Reed, like I said, still, really great unit. I'd actually say that Spaceman Reed is probably either 11 or 12 for like the top characters. He's really good.
Yeah, so he's up there, but not quite there yet. But not far off.
Right, he's pretty close.
Got it. Cool.
He's actually got a stun ability, so which is only one of the very few stun abilities in the game. So
nice.
It's very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nia is unfortunately very underwhelming. She's not that great. I think either one's fine, but
my apologies. Can't take me anywhere. It's a down. It's a down under thing. We're just gonna blame that.
Exactly. She's not that great. She doesn't really have a lot of damage, not a lot of healing. She's close to being decent, but she's not.
All right, we'll cross that off the list. We'll keep going then.
Yeah. Verda, same thing as Headley. She's not the greatest character, but she is King's Court and Castle, so she is used for those kind of things.
Of course.
And then Private Lackey here, he's a pirate. He's probably the worst of the pirates, so I wouldn't recommend investing in him too much.
Mm-hmm.
But he is useful if you really need another pirate for the coin event or whatnot.
Got it. So
Cactus Girl is
investment. Yeah.
Yep. Cactus Girl is really solid early on. She's the leveling rewards. You get a lot of tiles for her early on, and she's a pretty easy farm. I think she's like the first node in Monolith Waste or something like that.
Got it.
But later on, she isn't super viable in like the end game, but she's still pretty good throughout the early to mid game.
So at the chicken suit guy level type thing, really good early on, but don't go too crazy later
Yeah.
on in the later levels.
Right.
Got it.
Don't get too attached to her either.
Got it.
And then Kelvin there is unfortunately probably the worst unit in the game.
Of course I've got her. Of course I do. It's gonna be way too easy.
Yeah, her she just doesn't have abilities that do anything. They're not that great. She kind of reminds me of Cup actually. She's
Oh
pretty
no, I've got
underwhelming.
another cup. Oh, okay, I've got a. Oh, geez, I've already got a relics cup actually in the other game.
Oh
But,
man.
yeah. So here
Oh,
we go
that's
again.
great.
Okay, done. I'm not even going near that. Got it.
Well, that means you have to take Kelvin all the way up
Oh,
to gear
not
6.
again. Oh my goodness gracious me! Can't take me anywhere, man. Seriously, it's classic.
Darwin here is also not a great pirate, but again, useful for the coin event. I do recommend farming him up, as well as Argenta.
Yep.
Crook Chuck, like you said, he dies pretty quickly. He's not super great. I'd probably recommend using Headley instead of him for the tank.
Do you think they might?
Hikers,
Do you think they might tweak him down the track to make him a little bit more viable? Do you think in time, or you think that's just it?
yeah, I think it's definitely possible. I think the city faction has a lot of potential.
Hmm?
They have some good characters like Ashe and Aurora, but then some other ones like Crook Chuck and that are just not that great. But I think if they did get some reworks, which is definitely possible, they might actually become one of the best factions. So there's definitely potential there for him.
Cool. I'll keep him on the back burner just a little bit, just in
Yeah,
case.
yeah, just keep him in mind. He does have a chance of becoming good. And then Hiker there, like I talked about earlier, Hiker's a great healer and I
Yep.
mean best AoE heal in the game.
Yep. On the
Poppy, on the
favorites
other
list.
hand, yeah, Poppy on the other hand is probably the worst healer in the game. Uh, she uh, she is close to being usable, but in
But
almost every
not.
situation you would want to use Hiker instead.
I got it. No worries. So there you go. So I've got a couple, but that happens with everything, doesn't it? I mean, let's be honest. You get games like this. You go
Yeah,
in there reasonably blind. You really don't know what works and what doesn't. So the beauty of this is that straight away I already know now what I need to focus on, which is great. Now, as we said earlier on, when we'll just quickly touch on factions. We won't hold you too much longer, bud. But when we're talking about obviously the factions, the pirates, and obviously the knights are the two main ones to focus on in the early stages would make sense, yes?
yeah, pirates are great for the coin event, like I said, and King's Court are used for the scroll event. Although if you do save for that 1100 scroll pack, you won't need that as much. But they're still a useful faction to have, and they're also needed for the for Officer Primo, who is the first legendary event type character in
Of
this
course.
game.
Again, an
Yeah,
amazing animation with his ability. It's just looks
yeah,
beautiful. It really does. It's just fantastic. So
yeah, they really nailed it.
they have.
Unfortunately, though, Officer Primo isn't top tier, but he's still a decent character. Honestly, I think King's Court right now might be the best arena team with the recent AI changes with Jester and all that. So I think King's Court might not be a bad first team to go after,
Yep.
especially with Lloyd getting his nerf here soon. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Got it. Fantastic. Mate, it's been fantastic. I've had a great little chat. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's a great game. I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into it a lot more, obviously, in future, which is great. But I've got to thank you for your time today, my friend. It's been an honor. It really has. I have really enjoyed your work. Look, again, I'm going to put, obviously, Bricko's, his YouTube channel link below in the description. Check this guy out. He knows what he's talking about. If you haven't seen it, there's no point playing this game. It's as simple as that. So, guys, get over there and hit that subscribe button and look after our man Bricko, and he'll look after us, which is awesome. So, thank you so much for joining us today, bud. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we can do something again soon. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I totally love to do something else.
Brilliant, man. Can't wait. That'd be awesome. So, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope it helps you. It certainly helped me a lot, which is great. Again, if you've got any questions, please smash them in the comments below. We'd be more than happy to obviously address them and go over them. Again, check out the Discord server, of course, for the game, of course, Lego Legacy. The description is also below. We also, of course, have the Hynesy server as well. We have channels in there just dedicated to the game, and we're all in there as well. So there's plenty of resources if you need it, guys. Get into it and check it out. Thank you so much for joining us for this video. It's been amazing. We've got heaps more.
Thanks again.
No, it's been great, man. We've got heaps more content coming your way. We'll see you on the next video. It'll be great. Have a good day and night wherever you are. Goodbye, everyone.